Do you hate reading patch notes but feel like a fool once you get into a game and have no idea what is going on? Well, I do, so I'm here to fix that. Let's speedrun the newest changes in Overwatch in an easy-to-understand format for lazy chuds like me. And you! Overwatch introduces its newest baddie to the roster named D.Mon, another member of the Mecha Squad and a mech-based hero. So here's what you could expect. She has the Several Style Ward, which grants 40% resistance to knockback and slow. Just like D.Va, she has a mech and can get shot out of it. Her primary is a sword, but when out of her mech, her primary is a machine gun. She has a shield called Power Barrier, similar to Reinhardt's. She has propulsors to push you in any horizontal direction, but it does have an energy cost, so keep that in mind. Her first ability is called Fusion Repeater, which is an active rapid-fire machine gun. Next is Surging Strike. This allows you to strike forward to damage/push enemies back while the power barrier is out. Her ultimate ability lets her unleash a wide slash that grants overhealth and amplifies damage taken by enemies, making it easier for your team to clean up the fight. Obviously, she has the D-Mech and Call Mech, but when calling her mech, you can use it in the air. For her minor perks, we have Beast Within, Plasma Saber hits heal Power Shield by 40 health, and Mecha Mobility, which has it so while holding Power Shield, Propulsor's fuel cost is reduced by 30%. Her major perks are Overstrike, which causes your Surging Strike to gain 150% lifesteal, and Focused Fusion, which has a Fusion Repeater fires stronger shots with no spread at a slower rate. Let's take a look at some of the map rework changes for the newest season of Overwatch. Talon has continued their reign of terror and begun their attack on Busan with the help of the Junkers, and the Busan map changes reflect this ongoing attack with Junker-themed airships, and even the Busan train has a new Junker-esque look. Nobody, and I mean nobody, F's with Paraíso, but now we have Dami Mami added to the map, so maybe people will start voting for it more. Along with some other cool changes on point 2 and point 3, which is completely reworked. Eichenwald is one of those maps that you either love or absolutely despise, but with the Eichenwald rework, hopefully you won't crash out when it wins map vote now. Expect new flanks, routes, and designs for all the maps. The Battle Pass system in the newest season of Overwatch is getting revamped, but is this a good change or a bad one? The Battle Pass is being changed to be more flexible and player-friendly, but how? You can now choose your path through the Battle Pass, so instead of unlocking everything in order, you could choose what reward you want first, and you could swap a skin for something you want more instead of a Battle Pass skin. What do you think about this change? Part of me thinks it's a really cool addition because I could not care less for some of the Battle Pass skins, but the other part of me wonders why they can't just give us extra skins in the Battle Pass instead of having to swap it. So let me know if you think this is a good change or not, because I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Since we're getting a new mecha hero, it means we're getting something special around them. You'll now be able to choose your favorite Mecha Squad member to support, which will let you gain access to their reward pass to gain themed cosmetics, loot boxes, and more. Completing a reward pass for a mecha pilot contributes a vote for them on the global leaderboard. At the end of the event, a special player card will be unlocked and gifted to all players who participated in the event, and the player card will feature the pilot who obtained the most votes during the event. So complete as much as you can, then tune into Shooting Star My Mecha Mania and make your vote count from August 11th to August 31st. Let's talk about the new Overwatch World Cup Cheer Rally. The Overwatch World Cup is personally one of my favorite events, and this time they'll let you collect cheers when completing challenges from September 1st to September 14th. You can use the cheers for your favorite conference such as America, Asia, or EMEA and gain rewards for supporting them, such as loot boxes, Battle Pass XP, and cosmetics. At the end, the team with the most cheers will be declared the global winner and win a special weapon charm for everyone who participated. Also, I didn't tell you this, but stay tuned for special Easter eggs on future maps for this. Also, I'll be doing an official co-stream of the Team USA versus Team Japan match on August 20th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to come by and watch the game with me, I'll have official drops on my channel, along with doing some fun bingo and other activities with chat. So let's go Team USA! Let's take a look at some of the general updates in the newest season of Overwatch. In-combat feedback is getting a few improvements, such as Team Status Indicator. This is a new counter above the kill feed that shows how many teammates and enemies are alive on the battlefield. For allies, a progress bar shows when they are respawning after being eliminated. This feature can be disabled in your gameplay settings. This feature also has an experimental setting that's set to respawn time by default called Walk Back Calculation Progress Bar. If you're feeling adventurous, try changing this setting to dynamic, which includes an estimate of how long it'll take your allies to get back to the fight. This seems pretty interesting, but I might get tilted to having another reminder that my Lucio is dead for the 14th time in one round. A new stat is introduced called Protects. It's similar to Saves, which tracks when a player has mitigated significant damage near allies. Players will be notified with a new activity feed callout when they successfully protect or are protected by a teammate. Additionally, there will be new daily challenges centered around Protect. Healing and status HUDs are also getting a visual update to help make details clear. Let's take a look at some of the competitive play updates, including a new rank and a new drive system. They added a whole new rank to Overwatch called Emerald. Too many players are in Gold and Platinum, so they decided to make a new rank tier between between Platinum and Diamond, so that the skill curve could give many players a better sense of rank identity. I believe this was also intended to make the upper tiers of champ harder to hit, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Drives are also getting a new experimental feature called Team Drives that will reward competitive points and a new, unique visual reward. But what is Team Drives anyways? Well, anytime you win a match in a team drive, you'll automatically be grouped with all the winning players, and winning consecutive matches with that same team will grant big bonuses to quote-unquote fame, a new system similar to Drive Score. You'll keep earning your individual bonus if you leave in solo queue, so there's no worries about dropping out early. Team drives are intended to be a great way for you to team up with like-minded players and hopefully make some new friends along the way. There have been lots of hero updates in the newest season of Overwatch 2, so let's take a look at all of them. Starting with the sub roles, the flanker passive had its additional health reduced from 75 to 50 when collecting a small health pack. I guess the devs felt it was too effective for the role, so they reduced the health to give flankers a harder chance of survivability. Let's take a look at all the changes to tanks in the newest season of Overwatch. We have some tanks getting some love with some buffs this patch. Doomfist is getting some love with the Seismic Slam's damage being increased from 50 to 60, and Domina's Barrier's health is increased from 450 to 500. The devs have a love-hate relationship with Hazard. His ultimate cost is being increased by 7%, but on the flip side, they're reducing the number of his weapons hits required from 14 to 12 when it comes to his Explosive Impalement's major perk. God, that was a mouthful to say. For Malga, his overrun ability has been nerfed. However, this is only in 5v5, so think again before charging in since its cooldown is increased from 5 to 6 seconds. But his overhealth gain per shot is increased from 3 to 4 with the Combat Fuel major perk. Orisa players have literally not picked a major perk because it has felt like a nerf to Orisa by picking one. The devs thankfully listened, and Orisa now has her Charged Javelin major perk removed for a new major perk called Heavy Javelin. It will now have the Energy Javelin's knockback increased by 35% and its wall impact damage is increased by 15%. Lastly, Winston has his ultimate cost reduced by 6% and his Revitalizing Barrier major perk now heals 35 per second instead of 30. Let's take a look at all the changes to the DPS role for the new season of Overwatch. Cassidy's Even the Odds minor perk has been replaced with the new minor perk called Giddy Up. This perk allows you to gain a 60% movement speed that decays after 1.5 seconds after using combat roll. Echo has gained a new minor perk named Aerial Munitions, which gives Echo infinite ammo during flight. As for her major perks, bye-bye High Beam's major perk, but hello Focused Rush. When choosing this, the Focus Beam's range is increased from 6 to 8 meters and the movement is increased from 15% to 25%. Emery is back to being buff. His Suppressive Security minor perk had its slow duration increased from 1 to 1.5 seconds. His ultimate cost is reduced by 6%, which I personally think is crazy because I feel like his ult is so good and would get nerfed if anything. But speaking of ultimate cost reduction, Genji also has had his ultimate reduced by 6%. The devs have decided that Pharah's mobility and placement were enabled too much by Concussive Blast, so now it's increased by 1 second, meaning it went from a 7 to an 8-second cooldown. Personally, I think this change wasn't needed, but I'm also biased as a Pharah player, so don't ask me. Ever felt like Xian's bike being thrown at you felt super unfair at times? As if it should not have hit you? Well, that's because its ground launch radius was 1.5 meters. Seeing how many drive-bys were in the lobbies, Blizzard decided to nerf it to only 1 meter, which forces players to be way more accurate when launching the bike on the ground. Tracer's getting her recall cooldown reduced from 13 to 12 seconds. Her Chronal Dash minor perk, the perk that let her blink further, was removed, but in return she now has a Temporal Regen minor perk, which has passive health regeneration triggered 50% faster. Vendetta's Soaring Slice cooldown is reduced from 7 seconds to 3 seconds. Okay, but this is only coming out of spawn. Yeah, I'm a little bit evil. I wanted to scare you on purpose. Sorry. So previously, you wouldn't be able to use it immediately out of spawn, and it actually felt pretty sluggish compared to other characters with spawn rollouts. But now instead of waiting 7 seconds for her to have to use it, now she only has to wait 3. I'd personally never advocate for making Vendetta's player happy, but I will admit this change does feel warranted. Venture's ultimate cost is reduced by 8%. Their Deep Burrow minor perk has had the drill dash distance increase from 50% to 75%. Lastly, with the Covered in Dirt major perk, the total amount of shields gained is increased from 30 to 40. Let's take a look at all the support changes in the new season of Overwatch. Juno's Pulsar Torpedoes have had their target lock-on minimum time reduced from 0.5 to 0.35 seconds, so you'll hit your targets much faster. Jetpack Cat has had her ultimate cost increased by 7% and base movement speed increased from 5.5 to 6 meters per second. Their air acceleration is also increased from 7.7 to 9.5. Wait. Now why the hell are we making this damn cat faster, Blizzard? Ugh, anyways, their Lifeline ability has had its movement speed bonus reduced from 40% to 30%. Their major perk Headbutt is being removed in favor of a new major perk named Perfect Form. This gives each pulse of Purr 3 waves. Life Weaver is only having a change to his life grip, but it's a pretty big one. Ever gotten pulled into a Diva Bomb by your Life Weaver and had to stop yourself from saying some not so kind words to them? Well, this change is for you. Life grip can now be manually cancelled when you jump after 0.6 seconds. Base Mizuki's pull speed is reduced from 30 to 25 meters per second. Targets that are pulled further than 15 meters move slower and accelerate over time. Hopefully, Life Weaver players can help their team position far more easily, and anyone who uses grip to intentionally troll their team won't be able to do that now. Hopefully. Mizuki's binding chains will have its projectile size reduced from 0.35 to 0.3. His ability Katashiro Return will have its cooldown increase from 11 to 12 seconds, and his Quick Step Major perk will have its movement speed gained reduced from 25% to 20%. Wu Young's Guardian Wave will have its width increased to make it easier to affect multiple allies and enemies. The maximum degrees will be increased from 10 to 15 degrees. Lastly, Zenyatta. His Discordant Repair Miner perk has had its lifesteal effect increased from 10 to 15%. Thanks for watching Patch Notes for Dummies. If you like this video, please consider showing it some love with a like, comment, or even a hype. This is a new series for me and different than my usual content, and while I'd love to keep expanding this series, your help will go a long way with that. Thanks for watching!